Josh just said, we're starting this new series that we've titled A Tour Through the Wisdom Books. So the wisdom books are Psalms, Proverbs, Song of Songs, Ecclesiastes. And today we're going to be looking at the book of Psalms. I don't know how much you know about the Psalms. It seems like everybody at some point in their life reads through the Psalms. But the Psalms, there's about 150 Psalms. About half of those are written by David. And originally, the title for the book was Telahim, which in Hebrew means praise songs. Our words and Hebrew choirs would sing just about all of the Psalms. And then our word Psalms comes from the Greek word psalmoi, which means songs of praise. So that's what they are. And when you read the Psalms, you realize there's this common theme of, you see, Psalms take us from sorrow to joy. They take us from pain to healing, from brokenness to being well, from defeat to victory, from sin to forgiveness. There's that trajectory that we see all the way through the Psalms. When you read the Psalms, you get the story of David. You kind of see the narrative of David's life weaving its way all the way through the Psalms. I don't know how much you know about King David, but he starts out, he's born in about 1035 BC. His father is Jesse. He has 7 brothers, 2 sisters, and he's the youngest, so they send him out to take care of the family's herds of sheep. He writes a lot about sheep, doesn't he? And he ends up being out alone a lot. So he starts playing the harp and starts composing music. And so that's where the musical David comes out. He also ends up fighting off bears and lions. He's very good with a slingshot. Maybe you know that, but that's David. And so when you look at the Psalms and you start reading them, the Psalms break down into several major themes. Today I want to look at 3 of the themes of the Psalms. And the first one is this: there will be trouble. All right, when you read the Psalms and you look at David, especially the ones that David writes, they're about trouble. David is in trouble all the time. And all of us in this room, at some point, we all have times of trouble. Maybe you're facing trouble right now. There will be trouble. I know this is true because just 3 Sundays ago, I was driving home after church, and I'm driving home, and I'm trying to get home quick. I'd gotten out of here a little later than I wanted to, but I need to get home quick because it was one of my son's birthday, and all our family was coming over. And then as I'm leaving, I just start driving, and my wife texts me and she says, hey, we're out of propane for the barbecue. You know, and it's just the law of nature, isn't it? When you need the grill, there's never propane. Anyway, so now I've got to hurry home, somehow get propane on a Sunday afternoon. I don't know where you do that. And then just as I'm pulling out of the stoplight where I was texting her, I hear this thump, 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 and I realize I've got a flat tire. And so I pull over by Bashadona's down here. And, I had known the tires were worn on the side of them. They say 2017, but I thought, man, there's more tread on these things. Anyway, it delaminated. It just completely came apart on me. So I look at it, and I'm thinking I could call Geico, all right? But I know I'm going to have to wait an hour. Plus, my dad taught us that, sons, you change your own tires. I think men need to change their own tire. You can't have another grown man change a tire for you. So I'm thinking, I text my family, I'll be there in 15 minutes. I'm going to time myself. I think I can get this thing changed in 10 minutes and be on my way. So first of all, I get out the jack. I start jacking the car up. And I'm in my Sunday best now. I'm down under the car on the asphalt, trying to get the thing. I'm jacking the chassis. Has this ever happened to you? But the tire is staying on the ground, all right? The shocks are extending. The springs are going down. The tire's not lifting. I get the jack all the way up, and the tire's still on the ground. It's like, doggone it. Well, let me get a win here. I thought I'd go get the spare off the back. So I took the lug. I go take the cover off the spare, go to unbolt it, and I see that there's a locking lug on there. The guy I bought the car from 12 years ago thought someone was going to steal his spare, so he put a locking lug on it, and there's no way I can get it off. So defeated, I called Geico, all right? And I stood there very defeated while another man changes my tire. Like I can do it. I really can. Jesus was right, wasn't he? When he said, in this life, there will be trouble. A flat tire is the smallest of the trouble. In this life, there will be trouble. And when you read the Psalms, you see that many of the Psalms, especially the Psalms of David, are about trouble. Let's start with Psalm 6, verse 2. And this is a Psalm of David. Have mercy on me, Lord, for I am faint. Heal me, Lord, for my bones are in agony. Man, have you ever felt like that? My soul is in deep anguish. How long, Lord? How long? Turn, Lord, and deliver me. Save me because of your unfailing love. David is in trouble, big trouble, and he's pleading for help. Life will have trouble. There will be trouble. In fact, a lot of the Psalms, there's a whole category of Psalms called the Psalms of Lament. Really, they're just the Psalms of complaint. And you have David and some of the other writers saying, God, where are you? Life hurts. Here's one of the Psalms of Lament, Psalm 10. Why, Lord, do you stand far off? Why do you hide yourself in times of trouble? I don't know if you've